Welcome to Fear the Walking Dead's Fantasy Football Recap Week 12. I am your host, Justin Sider. First matchup of the day, we have Ramrod taking on the Cap Killers. Ramrod snapped his 6-game skid last week and was looking to get back on track with a good performance this week. The Cap Killers desperately needed a win if he wanted any chance to finish in the top 3, and he got a lot of help from this guy.
Reads to Ingram with no Ram in front except one, and it's a touchdown, Mark Ingram.
Well, sometimes it's a guessing game on defense, what you're trying to do.
Drew Brees, a 4-touchdown day, 31.5 points, and the Cap Killers gets the much-needed win. He gets 3 victory points to move up to 9th place. Ramrod takes the loss with 0 victory points to move down to 7th place. He gets a combined 18 points from T.Y. Hilton and Lamar Miller, and the 6th team this season to score under 100 points in one game. Next matchup of the day, we've got the Dollmaker versus the A-Leaf Gamblers. The Dollmaker is near in desperation, and she needs some strong performances if she wants any chance at finishing in the top 3. The A-Leaf Gamblers was delivered a crushing blow with the loss of A.J. Green last week, and he needed a suitable replacement. Well, look no farther than Tyler Eifert.
Here's Eifert against Weddle. 3rd and goal. Dalton. Moving, Dalton back in the end zone. Touchdown, it's Eifert. Cincinnati finally cashes in. Now, great pass protection for Andy Dalton.
Eifert comes through with a 68 receiving yard day and a touchdown, and despite getting 0 points from his linebacker, the A-Leaf Gamblers gets the rebound win. He just misses scoring in the top 3, but gets 3 victory points anyway. The bad news is, despite the win, the Gamblers moves down a spot to 4th place. More on that later. The Dollmaker takes the low-scoring loss with 0 victory points and moves down to last place. Next matchup, we have that Asian guy versus the Green Goblin 3. Both teams are looking to rebound after losing their games last week. The Goblin led early in this one, so that Asian guy went to his MVP for help.
Ball just inside the 2. They want Zeke. They've got him. Touchdown, Dallas.
Another week, another 100-plus scrimmage yards for Ezekiel Elliott, and that Asian guy gets the ridiculously close win. I mean, look at that score. And barring a stat correction, finishes with 3 victory points and moves up to 6th place. The Goblin scores 130 points, but scores in the bottom 3 for 0 victory points and remains in 8th place. The next matchup goes to the 2nd place K-Express taking on the 1st place Mario and Luigi's. K-Express is trying to keep pace with Mario and Luigi's, and a win here would gain him some ground in his push for 1st place. Things looked rough for K at first, as he got 0 victory points from his tight end Antonio Gates. But his wide receiver Mike Evans says, "No worries, K, I got your back."
Martin set up to the left of Winston. Winston has it. He throws. End zone. Touchdown. Mike Evans. Seattle 23. Winston throws. It is Evans. Touchdown. His 2nd of the game.
You've got a physical wide receiver. You've got a physical quarterback.
134 receiving yards and 2 TDs later, and Mike Evans helps give K-Express the win. He collects 4 victory points to move within 5 victory points of the Mario and Luigi's. Mario and Luigi's made things a little interesting on Monday night, but ultimately takes the loss and 1 victory point. And I had to save the best for last, the Romosexuals taking on the H-Town Hooligans. The Hooligans has won 6 of his last 7 games and is looking to keep the momentum going. The Romosexuals has been plagued by injuries all year and needed a dominant performance this week to gain some ground in the standings, and he got off to a very good start on Thanksgiving Day.
Cousins for Reed. Downfield pass is caught, and a flag is thrown. What a catch, one-handed from Jordan Reed. What a throw and an even better catch.
Yeah, it was, and it was great job by
defense number 31. That penalty declined. The result of the play is a first down.
They moved Jamison Crowder across the formation. The Cowboys go with him. Immediately Kirk Cousins knows that he's got man coverage. Now is it going to be two deep safeties or one? And he sees the rotation to the middle and knows he has one-on-one outside with Byron Jones and Jordan Reed. And that's an excellent throw and an even better catch. With one arm, that's great work. And
Redskins looking for their first touchdown. They've got it, Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed, despite injuring his shoulder early, returns and dishes out a 10-catch, 2-touchdown day. Him along with Antonio Brown combined for 60-plus points, and despite a 24-point day from Le'Veon Bell, the Hooligans trailed by 60 points going into Sunday. It looked as though the Romosexuals might coast to a dominant win this week, but the Hooligans was able to draw even closer thanks to Michael Thomas' 30-point day. But even then, the Romosexuals still led by 27 points going into Sunday night's game, with only Demaryius Thomas and the KC defense left. The Hooligans would need a dominant game from Demaryius Thomas to have a chance to win. He got his dominant game, but it wasn't from Demaryius Thomas.
The safety, Broncos with the free kick, and Riley Dixon, the punter, will do it. He kicks it 65 yards, and Tyreek Hill will get room to run. And look out for Hill in the open field. He's got an angle. Hill's going to take this all the way. Defense, special teams, Kansas City with a big stretch to take the lead.
An 85-yard touchdown return for Kansas City, and it was enough for the H-Town Hooligans to get the win. It's his 7th win in his last 8 games and his 6th 4-victory-point performance this season. The high-scoring win moves him up to 3rd place for the first time this season. The Romosexuals takes the tough loss, but gets 2 victory points to move up to 5th place. Our team of reporters caught up with the H-Town Hooligans after the game in this exclusive interview you can only hear on Fear the Walking Dez. H-Town Hooligans, congratulations on the win. I wanted to get your thoughts coming into Sunday trailing by over 60 points. Walk us through what was your game plan coming into such a tough hill to climb?
Well, you go out there and you give 110% and you want to play good and, you hope you play good. I think we played pretty good tonight.
With this win, you become the first team all season to win despite your opponent getting 30 points from 2 different players. How much of that was a factor going into Sunday?
Well, there's no I in the word team, and this is a team effort, and I just want to say that I'm really proud to be associated with these fine individuals that I have the pleasure of working with.
You have now won 7 of your last 8 games. You have gone from last place to 3rd place, only a couple of victory points out of 2nd place, and 1st place is still within reach for you. Looking back to week 5, did you ever think you had a chance to be where you are?
Oh, man, you just got to play one game at a time and go out there and give 110%, and you just got to show that you want it more than they do when chips fall where they may.
Well, there you have it, folks. Longfellow couldn't have said it better. So we go to the Fear the Walking Dez fantasy football standings. K-Express closes the gap a little on Mario and Luigi's to 5 victory points. Romosexuals and that Asian guy move up a spot in the standings, along with the red-hot H-Town Hooligans, who moves into 3rd place. Moving on to the Pick'em League, the Romosexuals takes advantage of a 13-3 week to gain 2 picks on 2nd place A-Leaf Gamblers. But not too far behind is K-Express and the Green Goblin 3, who also had a 13-3 week. And finally, congrats to that Asian guy and the Mario and Luigi's for getting closest to the total points scored for the Monday night game. The win gives that Asian guy 2nd place all to himself, but the Cap Killers still has a commanding 3-point lead.